that we use for our aquaponics, and what this does is filter the fish tank. And it goes out from our sump drain, which goes down to this fish tank here.
I'll let you get around there, Harry, so you can follow
now. Then we transfer it over, and that's our fish tank. Now we got a pump from the sump tank up to the fish tank, and that's clean oxygenated water. And then that water that they do their business in comes back out to this. But the only thing with this, it floats. Now we're supposed to use hydrogen. Hydrogen are bigger clay pebbles that would take up more of the space and won't float. And we can put our medium in here, so we kept having problems with our sump. So I had to transfer over the dirt so that way I can at least meet my medium. And I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I see you have quite a bit of growth.
Yeah, and I'm using the same water.
Right, it's
Fish water, you know what I mean?
What kind of fish do you have in there so far?
Right now, we have goldfish just for our test kit, and they were this big. You should see them there.
You see them in there?
You know what I mean?
Does your light work? Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about one of the biggest goldfish I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? And what we're going to use the systems for our trout and catfish.
Okay.
Right.
Is it kind of tricky to do trout when they need moving water?
We know all the components, but we're growing them in a thing called IBCs, intermediate bulk containers.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, we have an acre of land.
Okay.
So this is my little personal get up, but I'll show y'all, our setup that we have out here in Alden. But those brothers, yeah, that's where all the oxygenated water goes.
Oh, you pump it, you filter it out?
Yeah. See, what I'm changing about the system also, I want to put a bigger sump tank. See, you see all these pictures here? This is where, we had started at on our site where we built a hoop house. And, we put this up. You know what I mean? And now you're able to make 600,000 to 800,000 one crop. And the fact that I'm disabled, they already got me registered, the cannabis doctors, with the pharmacies.
Okay. So you basically said you just have to.
I just found an acreage for 2,700. That's it. So
this is like what, Northern California? Or?
Southern. Because where the schematics I showed you.
Right.
Yeah, we pretty much got almost all our pieces for the water machine.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna build our prototype here, and then.
Question, expense-wise on the water machine and on a lot of these items, how expensive is it going to be to get materials and put that together? See, did this?
It's all recyclable. I mean,
all recyclable.
We don't spend money, man.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, if you smart and you can use your mind, you can get anything done. Money is the government's way of life.
Okay.
We're resources people. That's our way of life. And once you can make yourself resourceable, like I said, we're gonna make water. We can make, electricity. We can focus on things that the people don't really, take their mind. If an electric company made electricity for you to buy it, and then they telling you about solar panels, how come you can't put your mind together and look at all the ways it created?
Okay. Now I see a lot of stuff on YouTube about how to do a solar panel.
Come on,
Right.
Wind turbines out of bike tires.
Oh really? Okay.
Listen, man, it's all about us taking our mind and doing it.
Right.
Those big goldfish right there prove it. My partner, every time he comes over, he trips over it. This bed grows a head of lettuce in 25 days.
Wow. That.
A big head of lettuce.
Okay.
But again, people were like, you should be scared because the government's not going to like it. No, I sent it to Barack Obama.
Okay.
I sent it to the governor of California to help the droughts. We send it to Cal Wind to help the borough there, to help the people because they're poor. We can try to help with these things. We're not just trying to backbite and keep it to ourselves.
Right.
If I could come show you and you could show 100 people, I don't mind. I'm not just chasing, if you're generous and say, I'm going to help your time, I'm going to give you something to look out for you, that's generous, just like I'm being generous. Now we are like people.
Right.
Ubuntu. That's what it's about. But if people's mindsets are not as that, they have no vision. They're only looking for what the next person is doing wrong. You see, I'm a rap artist also. They call me Big Up. Yes. We own a record label.
What's your label called?
It's B&E Records, 3-Piece Productions, Big League Publishing. Some of my posters and stuff, y'all can take some with y'all. Yeah. But it's, this is what we're doing. We got an item right now with a KRS-One, Cool G Rap.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's the remix. Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
Because they try to say they don't know nothing about these guys. So. You want to take a bunch with you, man?
So we put a few up for you.
You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. Like for us, I'm not a saint, but then once I cracked the other ones, I got some United.
You want to show us on the camera?
Yeah.
This picture, okay. Very good.
Yeah, man, we're all over the world too. You know what I'm saying? All over the internet. We started off with an item called United We Stand, and that's where KRS-One, Cool G Rap, the Fat Boys, Schoolie D, Chino XL, Melee Sparks, Chief Kamachi from the Wu-Tang, all my homeboys, they jumped in. Craig G from the Symphony. Yeah, and if you type Waleed Watson on YouTube, you can go on there and check out, you can see the part of the video that the KRS-One of them already did for us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's on there, you know what I'm saying? And you can see little kids' videos we shot, things of that nature. So, I'm just trying to go somewhere where as though I can go ahead and practice my beliefs where, Pennsylvania don't put us in a way where, if you grow a plant, one plant, they lock you up for 20 years, whereas it's my belief, it's my healing, it's my system, it's my life.
Question, this is one of your pumps?
That's one pump, yes.
This is a pump.
And what we did with that was we did double pumps for the fish tank. But what we're going to do is we're going to change the ratio and make it a different flow system. I want it to be more strong with the hydrogen. Right now, like I said, this system was a test run because we built it from scratch. This is something that just came from our brain and it worked. We even have a lot of pictures of it working. We grew garlic and stuff with it, but it wasn't how we wanted it. We wanted to be able to pump. You see what I'm saying?
So you're taking it to the next level.
Yeah, but we learned the science. We learned what went wrong now.
Right. So now you just scale it.
Right.
To where you want
So
to go.
it's the science.
There you go.
So now, if we can teach everybody the science, we can go over one side of California. We can do everything there, bring that money, bring it back here to Pennsylvania. Then we can continue. Because the thing is, we created a business called Innovations Building and Maintenance and Dollar Organics. Dollar Organics is going to be the first dollar store for organic vegetables.
Wow.
And with our setups and the hoop house and everything that we have, we're going to franchise a farm in every state and make our systems fund our stores for manufactured items. And we're going to create jobs for people to make natural organic spaghetti sauce, lettuce bags, everything that they have in the market.
Right.
Natural fruit, baby foods, just everything's organic, and how our enslaved people that used to have to feed the white people here and all the money that they worked and they slaved for, our ancestors, and they didn't get that money back from Procter & Gamble and everybody that's out there that owe our people that money. What we're going to do is we're going to make organics cheaper for people so that they can eat healthier, they can live better, and then we're going to have classes on teaching them how to use recycled materials or cheap materials to build these systems right in their own basements and homes.
I think that's the key right there.
Yes.
Do it yourself.
Yes. DIY, baby. And then that way you can go home, create manuals, and then now all the food banks. Imagine, now we have systems in food banks. No more the market's trash. to feed our elders, that worked for this country, that gave us a way to continue to be moving forward. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, we should, this is what, you know, when I was growing up, when the neighbors was growing, you know, vegetables and stuff like that, and then they was giving each other. I grew a bunch of bells, and I grew a bunch of peppers, and I grew a bunch of, you know, and everybody was passing stuff around. That's what I grew up under.
And this is in Philly, right?
Right, yeah, Overbrook.
Okay.
In Overbrook. I grew up in West Philadelphia, 60th Avenue, you know what I mean? 60th and Lansdowne, that's born and raised, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know I used to do that down south for those who come out of that background.
Right, but all in the 70s, see, I'll be 42 in May. So I grew up in the 70s in Philly, all during the 80s, you know what I mean? And it was a different town. It was.
Yeah, I came here in '74.
Okay.
I seen a huge difference.
Now, I was born in 73. So imagine when in 73, growing up in Philadelphia during those times, and then I left here when I was 19 and went to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And that's where I started 3-Piece Productions. I was performing out there, Jay-Z, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, and then trying to, you know, but my thing was I got caught up in the bad part of the neighborhood because of the friends, the hood, what it offered. I got into the books and reading and started feeding my brain. Once I started doing that, I said, oh, I didn't even know you could grow a weed plant. You know that? I never knew that.
Okay. Wow.
All I knew was, yo, back in the day, we had weed stores in Philly.
Okay.
You can go get your ounce for $25. You know? But what society teach you, and this is what the thing is, that's all you know.
Right.
So if the kids don't know how to do this, all they know is half mark, shot right,
Poppy store.
poppy store. But if you give them dollar organics, and you give them an area where they can come see it growing, and then they can see the items that is made from it, and you can go to the class to teach you how to do it, and then each store have a food bank day where we give a bunch away, vegetables and stuff, and just to help the elderly, Meals on Wheels programs.
Okay. Well, you solve the food desert crisis that they talk about in the hood, you know.
Or in the middle of the desert.
Right. I got you.
Now, I can take cargo homes, all those containers that they put in the ocean,
Right.
and I can take, and I'll show you, you know, this is what innovations, building, and maintenance does. This is what we do, and this is what it's about. They throw these away. Look at this. Look at that. Now you add all the resources I showed you to that property right there.
When you get a chance, you can send that, you know, send a
Yeah,
copy
I
to-
will. But let me tell you, brother, they fooling society.
I've seen TV shows on YouTube.
Oh, I could take hempcrete. You know what hempcrete is?
No.
It's the shards of the inside of the weed plant, and I can mix it with lime away. See that?
Oh yeah.
It's been going on for 2,000 something years. They just fooling everybody else. That shit breathe. That's what the pyramids are made out of. That's why they still there.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some of that science too. You know.
Listen, it's here. It's here. Everything is made from nature. If you don't respect nature, you don't respect yourself. We can have babies too. Look. Yeah.
I'm glad you allowed us to utilize the schematics that you showed us.
Yeah.
Via emails and everything.
Yes,
Is
man.
that for publication that particularly, or you just
Spread it out.
let it go? Okay.
Spread it out. It's to me, hey, I'd love for people to get together and help what we're trying to do, and we can build it even more.
Okay. In fact, we'd like to invite you to come out to our main garden spot, and
Okay.
we have dreams, and at least at this point, the dreams of constructing something like this.
Right.
So we can move house and have crops all winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let the kids see what we do.
That's exactly what we're doing. That's like I said, man, y'all are part of what we're doing. I'm just trying to get on that side faster, because then I can legally fund this side. You see?
I understand. What's nice though is that since this is all recycled,
Right.
it shouldn't take a whole lot to construct, this.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I'm taking all this black seeded lettuce, gourmet mixes. I'm ordering asparagus on the 27th, Brussels sprouts. Asparagus, Brussels sprouts. I got carrots and all that here. I got peppers, everything.
I seen those here, berries.
Berries.
I'll take a look at that,
Yeah.
man. I was trying to see if I can get a loan.
Yeah.
Get a loan.
He said you want to get into that.
I get a loan from you.
You know what? No, what I'll do is I'll set up a nice little kit for y'all, man. Come out there and I'll do that for y'all.
Yeah.
Because I order seeds on the 27th, so I'll order y'all some more.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll order y'all some. Then we can link up and
Hook it all up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know you could do root vegetables in a hydroponic situation.
listen. That's what that bed is. But see, when I noticed that this real snow, this is what I'm planning for these rocks. I'm going to take these rocks, since they're already fertilized from the fish, and you see how the root matter, I keep it wet? That means that this is nothing but nutrient.
Okay.
See that?
So that's good to hold on to.
This is nothing but nutrient, brother.
Right.
And every time that drains down and I filter it out, the nutrient stays on these rocks and it sucks it up. See? These are called expanded clay. It's just the weak version that Home Depot had. I wanted to see it. I don't like them.
No.
But it's good when I mix it with the soil.
Right.
See, I did these more in a natural base. A couple of them have vermifier with the peat moss. That's my vermifier mix over there where it's very, very oxygenated, like my lettuce and my cherry tomatoes. They're in that mix. But what I did was I wanted to create an outdoor version for these. So I didn't mix anything in it. I just left it natural. It has wood, burlap, all that stuff in it. And then what I do is I take these, and on the 27th when I get that, I'm getting the rest of my perlite stuff. I'm gonna do a huge mix, and I'm gonna put these in 20-gallon pots.
Question: do you have a video camera? Can you videotape yourself doing?
Yeah, I got
step
the
by
exact
step?
same camera.
Okay, there you go. That's good enough.
Exact same camera.
Cool, because we're getting good information. He's getting it on camera.
Okay.
But if it actually becomes a tutorial,
Oh, okay.
that might be kind of nice.
Well, I can get on that.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
I mean, even though I'm into the rap game, it'd be like fame, fact, that's
You're in front of that.
well, for me, it's not even that. It's more so, I like the work factor. I'm more into this coming to life, and me watching that grow from seeds, because all of this came from seeds. Well, no, I'm lying. This was a project, a practice project. We bought organic California vine tomatoes. My lady made sandwiches and she threw the tops in the trash.
Right.
I said, I'll throw them away. I came to plant them down there. The tops of the tomatoes.
So
And all those tops produced all those plants.
that's amazing. So if you don't throw it away, you can get it back again.
Use your brain.
Nothing gets thrown away.
You can do onions the same way. You can do scallions the same way.
Yeah, I did it with my nephew with some
Celery.
This guy is
Yeah, you can do celery roots. Just again, and I learned that from the Lenape people. That's my grandma's people, the Indian. They do that naturally.
Right.
I've been doing it for centuries.
That's another subject that is worth covering.
Right,
You just
right.
talk about that culture. And
Oh, yeah.
talk about culture.
Oh, and then they would dig long ditches and put string rope in the ground and store all the food underground. Oh yeah, look, my family's been doing that.
For centuries, huh?
This is nothing, this is new. But again, everything that I'm doing comes from somewhere else. It's just I put my science. Our schematics are our science. You ever hear of Walker water?
No.
Walker water?
No. What's up?
It's a mesh fence on a design of a scaffold that an Italian professor at a university built for Ethiopia, for the arid mountains where there's no water and anything like that. They took and now they collect water out of thin air. And they do that, but the thing with us is, it's so much pollution in America. When we started to focus on those designs, we said, wait a minute, there's too much pollution that they're putting in the air from the emissions from cars. So what we did was we took and created our filter system, and that system that I showed you, we use dry ice.
Okay, yeah.
And then we add heat to it, and then we filter it our way.
Okay, that's a different approach.
And then we add air, and we have a release, and you got water, baby.
Water in the desert.
Water in the desert.
I know Israel, basically Israel is
Water jet
Right.
for the troops, Israel. Very familiar.
Yeah. And see, you know what is great about this conversation is that we're touching on a lot of areas that
Right.
never really get discussed.
Well, they won't. Why are they going to give the water jet to California? It's about money.
Right.
It's about money. We're not about money. We want to make, I'm going to make money because I'm going to build these houses and I'm going to create communities in the desert. And then I'm going to make people realize that from that, you can connect fans up and you can blow water in the air. So you're walking around like they do at these bars, you can get a mist.
Right, right.
Now you can cool the air. And now you can create grass and things where the area would once be arid and dry. The sand got clay and all that. And then you can make glass from that sand out there. You get the right equipment. It's all natural resources. You add back to it. You know what I mean? So,
And it sounds like a lot of that could be even just a relief on a regular person.
come on.
You know, senior citizen, young
Come on.
family.
Come on. Come on.
Okay.
It's a great, we've discussed those things. You know, and that's the thing. We went as far as talking about, I have schematics for our whole community. That's part of the housing I showed you.
Yes.
We have acreage already schematiced out. Houses, measurements, the whole nine. We're really ahead of the game.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Are you
you
working
know.
with anybody? Well, I know you
Tarandre Brooks and Kyle Bell are my partners.
Okay.
We also, like I said, with that system, with KRS-One, with United We Stand Project, Elijah, which is my partner, Moasis, he's the son of the lead backup singer, guitar player of Blue Magic, Let the Sideshow Begin, you know. A lot of us community brothers got together, and Ed Silverstein, Frank Ariardi, Jerry Lindfest that owns the Inquirer. We're part of that little club, the humanitarian club. We're working with them. That's part of the acreage up there, you know. And brother, I think, you know. Oh yeah, Jason. Can't forget about Jason. That's my California guy.
Okay.
And Stephen Sneed. That's my other California guy. And they're already out there working. They already got it started. I was telling you, yeah.
All right, cool.
So everything is,
It's in motion.
it's in motion, you know. I just want to get out there because I'm disabled. Yeah, I've arthritis ever since I was 13.
So your situation would be a lot better out on the West Coast.
It would.
And get your.
It would. It would. And then that way, with that area and the fact that it's so arid, the water machine would really count for something because all of those communities are in drought. They're charging people $500 if you take a shower tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a crisis. Yeah, it's a crisis.
Fine because of the drought.
Right.
In California?
Yes.
In what part?
The whole state.
The whole state.
Yeah, the whole state.
Wow.
Actually, it's so bad that they have one guy that's up in Northern California that's selling water to Southern California communities. Lake Folsom and Lake Colorado. Yeah, Lake, yeah, you can see that light. Let's push it in. Yeah, Lake Folsom and Lake Colorado are dry. And they're drying up. So with that aspect of the schematics, we have a plan to put our water machine right up there and then feed it, filter it, and get that good water and fill the lake back up. You know what I mean? And
It seems like that would be all good opportunity to make money if you need to do other things.
yeah, but you know what? Just to show these people, look, get your mind right. This is, stop trying to get rid of the farmer. No, that's what we're saying. Stop trying to get rid of the farmer. Stop telling me that the price index needs to be very high Stop telling me that we can't give the education back to our people to do this.
That's right.
Stop telling me that we cannot pull young communities together and give them this aspect, just as Michelle Obama is trying to do in her campaign herself. Don't smack it as an image. Let's make it part of our culture.
A reality.
Because again, everybody talks about I'm the black race, I'm the white race, I'm this race, this is the human race. We're all human. That's one thing we got in life. That's one thing. So, you know, because I had a brother come at me the other day, African brother, good friend of mine, you know, trying to get me to stop dealing with one of my partners because his wife is white and he got 5 kids by her, and he's a farmer. I said, that's where the ignorance comes in. He's a European lover. No. He knows that woman, that's the only woman he ever knows his whole life.
Wow.
His whole life. He has been with no other woman. You mean to tell me I would stop that? That's real love, bro.
Come on now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He don't even know what another woman tastes like. So, yo, I said, get your mind right. You know, get out of that. Hatred is the image of where we're supposed to go wrong. Yo, we're alive. We are alive. Every one of us eat.
That's right.
Every one of us.
That ain't me.
Every religion, every animal, everything.
It's kind of like our motto: clean air, clean water, clean food. And we can all benefit with that. So, you know.
Then we say organics, what our grandparents used to call food.
Right. That's good. Get a T-shirt too.
Yeah, that's what we say. You know, because it's food. So when people was like, "You're crazy, you're going to sell those expensive," I said, "Wait a minute, you telling me that the sun did the work, the clouds and the water did the work? I just came to show love, and I can't get this to people for a decent enough price so they can eat good? You mean to tell me that's a problem that I should charge them more? Why? Why? A bag of seeds is only like $3 or $4.
Right.
I can show you, I can get 1,800 lettuce seeds for $5 and grow 1,800 lettuce heads.
It's war, brother. War.
Why should I charge people $10 because it's organic? These are organic peppers. We went to Acme for 2 of these peppers. 2 was $7.99.
Whoa.
$7.99.
Right.
I'm gonna get at least 30 peppers on there. And guess what I'm gonna sell that plant for? About $40. Because of my dirt and all that, you know. But about $40. And it's gonna be something you can always feed because the nutrients and all the organic stuff is gonna be in there. So now imagine that's still dirt cheap because of 1 green pepper. We buy them all the time. 1 orange pepper is $1.99. So that's still
3 of them.
That's still cheap.
Package for like $5.
If I picked all those peppers, I can make 10 times the money and just go sell them to a restaurant.
Well, that's another good thing too, because we were talking about having some cash crops that you could actually take to the restaurant to support the farm effort that you're doing.
The best thing is that store idea, Dollarganics, is what I'm telling you. Dollarganics. Because now you can make your item and you can have an area where you can consign other farmer stuff. Consign it.
Okay, there you go. There was a YouTube video, and we were talking about it taking something like this, doing it on a larger scale in a mall. So that in the back of the retail place, you have your food generator, and up front you have salad bar, place you can pick out.
We've looked at abandoned malls that they have in the country, where they have abandoned parking lots and abandoned buildings sitting. Look it up. There's about 150 of them. We've checked out abandoned plants. We've looked into everything you're talking about. We've covered nook and cranny. But again, you really need a team of people that's willing to get on the same mission, so that way when you tackle it, you can tackle it all at once. Think about this. What I'm talking about with $2,700 a gate, some good tents, a bulk dirt, clones that are only $10 a piece, and a legal 35 of them that produce 600 grand in 6 months. That's not even an investment of $10,000. Not even $5.
good. I like those videos. The numbers are great. Yeah.
You know, that's the team that I'm putting together right now.
How are you selecting your team? By word of mouth, or can people approach you to say?
Well, over years. You know, they were the guys that have been around, that we all clicked years ago, that, you know, we met, that stayed rolling. So when I was out there hustling and bustling, there was a bunch of us. Then when I stopped it all, no more selling weed and all that, no more, you know, being out there in the street, no more hanging out, and my disability kicked in, and I'm at the crib, nobody comes see me no more, but those guys. And we all sit around, and this is what we talk about: vegetables and sustaining life, and, you know, helping people live, and, you know, food banks being better instead of getting trash from molded bread and stuff like that. And people don't know. We can grow, we can make that stuff in the food.
When you know that we got inside the top.
Yeah.
Monsanto.
And no wind and all that good stuff. Like, this is huge, man. Like, that's when you limit the marmalade. Keep yelling. Yeah, there you go.
Not your love marriage.
You know?
Right. And then we can open your own store.
And then at the store, we can have certain days where when the people come in, when we say certain things might be getting a little old, we cook up the big food days where they come eat for free.
Right.
Well,
Oh!
see, that's the reality of it. With food being, you know, on the shelves,
Right.
it has to do something.
Right.
I mean, it's just not like clothing.
Right.
That's going to sit there and you can wait till 10 years down the road.
And think about this. We can put these stores everywhere.
Right.
Japan. I mean, who wouldn't want great organic stores where the prices are so cheap
Right.
for the elderly? It's a lot of elderly there.
Right.
Because that's what I'm thinking. This is really going to, because they say the elderly are the most that need the nutrition, but they can't really get it because of the fixed incomes and all that.
Right.
Which I'm 41 and I'm disabled, and they're right. They're only giving me like $700 a month. It's no money.
It's terrible.
And I worked all my life. I'm a cook. I worked all my life. Yeah. Look, think about it. If I had my trout there, what's all this grew? You got lettuce, peppers, tomatoes, fish, carrots,
Whole meal.
right there.
Tell us the name of your company again and how people can get in touch if they have any kind of questions or email.
Well, right now, we're Innovations Building and Maintenance, and
Mikhail.
Brother Mikhail will be my contact for you guys. So if you're interested and you want to get in contact with me, you get in contact with Brother Mikhail. We can all set up a nice little meeting and teach you about sustainability of life. And if you want to invest in and all that, holler at Brother Mikhail. Give your donations, help out his cause, help out what's going on, because he's got a lot coming for these youngins out here. And like I said, we're a for-profit business, so we are apt to making money, but at the same time, we love to share our innovations with you. So if you want us to build or anything like that, your Brother Mikhail holla. My name is Waleed Watson. There's a lot more to come. Y'all going to see us a lot in the future. All right?
All right. Thank you. Beautiful project, and we'll be back in touch. And we're hoping to have plenty of video tutorials and more from you. So
Yes.
we'll definitely put all this together.
Beautiful, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Peace.